Apparently we need a run in. Another Shred for Summer update. We are live, for us, not for you, on Westbrook Beach in the glorious sunshine.
It's a beautiful day. This reminds me why we shred for summer. So we can get out, sun's out, guns out, we can enjoy ourselves and know not only that we're looking good, but that we're feeling good. We're getting fitter all the time.
With that amazing dose of vitamin D at the same time. So, all you shredders, keep going wherever you are in your journey, one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. Keep smashing through the walls of your carbs and your fats, and all of a sudden you'll look in the mirror and you'll start seeing the differences.
And we want to encourage you to get out in this sunshine. I mean, it's a bit blowy today as well, but the sun is incredible for vitamin D. And vitamin D is a nutrient which everybody needs more of, especially if you're training hard. So get that vitamin D, get out in the sun. Don't get burnt, don't go stupid, but it's meant for you. It's God's given it to us. Let's enjoy it.
Absolutely. So we're now going to deal with two, yes, Q&A this week. First one I'm going to deal with is alcohol intake. How much alcohol per week is okay to intake during Shred for Summer? Honestly, I would probably do it on a bi-weekly, even monthly basis. Try to avoid alcohol because alcohol contains simple sugars. Also, because of the process of alcohol, it will go straight into your fat stores. So for those who used to drink a glass of wine a night, or even a gin and tonic a night, you will know that you will start developing a little tire around your tummy. So, with cutting back on alcohol, I know, I'm so sorry, the big bad wolf, use it as a treat. Perhaps on a once a month you say, oh, I'll have about half a glass of wine tonight. You probably won't need much more because you'll be such a lightweight through cutting it out.
And here's how it works. The technical bit is that if you get a bunch of potato or rice, it has 4 calories per gram. Now, if you have fat, a big lump of butter or lard, that's 9 calories per gram. But alcohol is 7 calories a gram, so it's more like just eating or drinking butter. It's huge amounts of sugar, sends your insulin into a huge spike, so we want to avoid all of that. So keep the alcohol low and be good to your six-pack.
Yeah, absolutely. I know sometimes you think, I just need chocolate and alcohol, but again, your body will get used to the adjustment, and when you do have it as a treat, you will make the most of it all that more.
And now we want to talk to you, going on from that, about actually how do we burn fat? Because there's a lot of confusion about this. You see, your body has 3 real ways in which it burns, it gets its fuel. It gets its fuel, number 1, from glycogen. So glycogen is stored in the muscles, it's energy readily available. So if you suddenly start jumping up and down now, that's going to be glycogen, which is fueling that jumping up and down. Very good, very good.
So.
The only problem with that is that it doesn't last for long. You store about 400 grams of glycogen in your muscles. That's about 1,600 calories. Once that's used up, and bear in mind that's throughout the day, you are out. It's like having a pocket full of cash, and you're pulling the cash out and you're paying cash for everything. But eventually you're going to be out of cash. What is your body going to do? Well, your body's going to swap to its second preferred method of fueling itself, which is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, you know, potatoes and bread and all that sort of stuff. And you can take a lot of carbohydrates in during an average day. And so your body, it runs out of glycogen, it then refuels that glycogen, replenishes those stores with the porridge and with the bread and with the rice and the pasta that you've had during the day. Fantastic. Nothing wrong with that at all. The third sort of energy source which your body can get is from its fat stores. And here's the problem. Your body doesn't want to go and get the fat stores, the energy from the fat stores. It's a little bit like if you're in a shop and you can pay by cash, or you've got to leave the shop, go down the high street, find a bank that's open, queue up, get the money out the bank, and then come back and pay. It's a lot of hassle and a lot of hard work. So what are you going to do? You're going to want to pay cash for everything. Or your body's going to want to pay in carbohydrates for everything. But what you have to do is train your body to make that withdrawal from your fat deposits and start paying for its energy needs through fat.
From the storage.
Here's the problem.
Yes.
You know, there's always a problem, but there's always a solution. Once your body runs out of that initial glycogen, if you've been eating a stack of carbs, your body will then start burning carbohydrates. It's unlikely you will ever get through all the carbohydrates in your body and even touch the fat storage you've got in long-term savings. You know, you've been saving this fat storage up for 5, 10, 20, 50 years, and you're not touching it because you're eating so much carbohydrates that your body never has to go to the bank and make a withdrawal.
The carbohydrates act as a bouncer to your fat stores. You need to remove the bouncers to get into the store, to unlock the padlock to your fat.
That's exactly the way it works. And once you can do that, you're on a fat burn, you become a fat burning machine. Now this is how it works again. If you cut out most of your carbs, as we do, even in our diets, if you followed us and you're getting our nutrition plan, you know that we're low on carbohydrates. We have a little bit at breakfast and then very little during the day. And as you go on the program, we gradually cut carbohydrates out after breakfast. The reason is this: because in the absence of carbohydrates, once your body has run out of glycogen, it then says, I need carbohydrates, and it searches your body for carbohydrates. If it can't find any, it goes to the bank. It goes to long-term storage and makes a withdrawal from the fat bank and starts burning that.
Yes.
This is where it gets a little painful.
Because it takes a while to get to that fat bank. So if you think that perhaps a 10-minute or 15-minute workout in the morning or walk is enough to get you to the bank, think again. It needs to be probably about a good hour long at a good moderate intensity for you to even reach those doors.
So to get to the bank, two things happen. Firstly, your body, it's got no glycogen left, it can't find any carbohydrates. The first thing it's going to do is stamp its feet and have a scream. Ah! Have a paddy. That's what's called hitting the wall. When you hit the wall, your body now has to swap over and have a different method of getting hold of energy, which means a lot of effort. It has to go to the bank, stand in the queue, make a withdrawal of fat, turn the fat into glycogen, put the glycogen in the muscles, burn them. It's a lot of hassle, so your body is going to complain. But the good news is that the longer you do this, your body starts becoming a fat-burning specialist. When it becomes a fat-burning specialist, it prefers to burn fat to carbohydrates, and then all day long, when it needs energy, it simply burns fat, and the fat starts shredding off you.
Yes.
Now, Joe said there that about timing, the amount of time. Do you remember we said there are 3 ways in which your body gets energy? The first is through your glycogen in your muscles. You're gonna burn through that very quickly. You're gonna burn through your carbohydrates, it's gonna take a bit longer. So you're gonna be running, let's say you're going for a run, something really high intensity. You start out at the beginning of that run, you're just burning the glycogen in your muscles. By the time you're 10 minutes into it, your body is now burning all the carbohydrates it can find. If you've depleted your carbohydrates, if you're following the plan, not eating a stack of carbohydrates, by the time you reach about 20 minutes, your body is going to run out of carbs and going to start burn fat.
Yes.
And between that and your hour,
Yeah.
if that's you're working out for an hour, you are now burning 90% fat. So if you go for a run, you're running 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you feel fantastic. You're burning through your glycogen. And then it goes to carbohydrates. Oh, that's a bit harder.
Yeah.
Oh, gonna have to work a bit harder for that. And then 20 minutes, wham, you hit the wall.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Whatever it is you're doing, keep going. Because at that point, you'll push through. And at that point, you push through. All of a sudden, you've got to the front of the queue in the bank. You're making the withdrawal. The fat deposits are coming out and are now being burnt. You are onto a winner, my friend.
Yeah. That sounds pretty easy, right?
That was pretty intense.
Yes, so that is why we ask you to burn your 300 calories during the day, preferably at the beginning of the day, because what that does is it fires up the metabolism to keep burning fats throughout the day.
That's it. And if you're struggling now, and if your loss is starting to dry up a little bit, just take the carbohydrates which are in your diet program at the end of the day and drop them. Cut them out. So Joe and I now, we're reaching, I'm fast reaching my goal. I'm running at about 9% body fat now, and I'm happy with that. I want to go about 1% lower, and then I'm done. And so at that point now, I'm eating a little bit of carbohydrate, bit of porridge for breakfast, but after that, no carbohydrates the rest of the day. I have salad and a bit of meat at lunchtime, and in the evening, another big salad or some veggies, big plate of veggies and some fish or something like that, and my protein shakes. And what that's doing now is forcing my body to keep going and pulling out all those little bits of fat until I reach what my goal is.
Absolutely.
Pro tip,
life hack for free. If you have any further questions on that, obviously just give us a little tinkle on email and we'll be quite happy to actually answer any of your queries. But for now, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
This is Shred for Summer.
We are Tojo
Fitness.